Today we're going to jump aboard Wattie's boat, who's my neighbour out here at the beach. He was kind enough to offer me a trip, and since the surf was so small, we decided to put the boat in about midday and head off to try and find a few snapper. Surf launching out here can be a little treacherous, but if you get the weather right, it can be quite easy. We turned the boat around to get the nose into the waves, and then waited for our captain to park the trailer before hopping aboard.
You jump on, I got it.
Get on?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get on first.
Wave coming. There you go. Ready to go?
Jump in, yep.
When we do a launch out here, there often can be a sandbar in the middle of the beach, so it pays to hug right up against the rocks at the reef to make sure you don't hit the bottom on the way out. We dropped the anchor a short distance out to sea, as I'd found good success here on my last trip.
Well, there was some pretty good snapper around, so catch a big one.
The first fish up was a nice Gurnard. I always bleed my fish by giving them a quick cut in the gill plate. This takes all of the blood out of the meat and makes it keep so much better. At last, it was my turn to hook up to a fish.
Got a bit of pull. Whoa, whoa. Oh, he's staying down here at least.
This fish had a lot of head shakes, so I was thinking maybe it might be a snapper.
Ah, it might be snap. Could be. He's changed his behaviour about 3 times now.
The big strong head shakes continued until I had it just underneath the boat.
Ah, now he's changed. Now he's changed the behaviour again. 2.
This time, it wasn't the snapper that I was hoping for. It was 2 massive kahawai that had taken the bait at the same time. The easy way to unhook these is with the Black Magic D-hooker. All it takes is a little flick and away they go. The other 2 boys were doing well on the Gurnard, and this big boy came aboard soon after.
Cool. That is.
You want to get for the big.
Oh.
Good.
This fish felt like the target species.
Yeah, you got a little snapper, eh? Little penny.
Not that little.
Oh, goody bunny. Good goody.
Fat.
Goody.
Bloody good. Yeah, all the fish I got yesterday were fat like that.
Yeah.
Good to eat that size like that. That got him.
Bleeding all of the fish, including the snapper, will make a great difference to their eating quality.
Oh, you might have a snapper there.
Oh, you reckon?
I reckon. He's like that more.
Our Our session was progressing nicely with Gurnard, snapper and kahawai all coming aboard in quick succession. The gear I'm using today is my favourite rod and reel set, my Genpu 200 PG and blackout slow jig rod. It's more than enough to stand up to this nice kahawai. Once again, the Black Magic D-hooker comes in handy to get this kahawai away quickly without any handling.
Too bad to get off the hook.
With plagues of kahawai rolling through our baits, we decided to head out a bit further to sea to try and find some more snapper in a different location. And after dropping the anchor, it was immediately apparent that we dropped right into the honey hole.
Nice snapper.
Perfect, yeah. Top one on the top one too.
Within 2 seconds of dropping to the bottom, this snapper was already on the boat. The technique we're using today is putting on little pieces of bait onto our little hooks and then dropping them down over the reef. The most successful bait today is definitely the albacore tuna belly. I popped on 2 little cubes to my tarakihi snatches and dropped it over the side and hoped I would get smashed as soon as I got it down.
Oh yeah, bloody good.
Rods were going off all across the boat with triple hookups common, and it wasn't long before my bait got taken too.
You got it too.
Oh, blue cod. Right on top of the rock, obviously. Straight in again.
With the line back down on the bottom, it was straight into another fish. And this time, it was a little tarakihi. He was only a little one, so he went straight back. And it was another 4 seconds before another snapper popped up. I quickly sent him home before getting the line back into the zone. Compared to the last few fish, this one was putting up much more of a fight. Little beats were going through the rod tip, and I was thinking this might be something a bit different. The fish continued to pull straight down towards the reef and had me a little worried. I steadily got the fish to the surface, and popping into view was a lovely Trevally.
Nice Trev.
I'd gotten him off the bottom fairly fast, so he still had a bit of juice to go before I could get hold of the line. At last, I had the leader, and it was time to get this fish into the boat.
Hey, look at that. Good one. Quite a good one.
What a spectacular fish to add to the bin of already excellent eating fish. Trevally should be immediately ickied and then bled well, making sure to get every last bit of blood out of the fillet to make it that much better for eating. It's then straight into the ice with the snapper and Gurnard and making sure to get that ice right over the top of it. The boys were still hauling in snapper after snapper, and it was turning into such a great day. Another fat snapper soon appeared at the surface.
Best one of the day. Fat one. Fat.
And now it was my turn to hook up to something big. This one was going to be a little bit of trouble.
Woo!
The fish turned and started running out the back of the boat. I was starting to get worried as I knew there was reef all along the bottom.
I think he's in the rocks. Wow, I might lose him. Unless you can't lift him. Bugger. Oh, no, moved him. Had to bring the light, yeah.
And just like that, the fish had found the ground and I had been torn off.
It's a good snapper, that one.
With the Wesley picking up, I'd hooked up to the final fish of the day, and this one was looking like a really good one too. It was back and forth as I pulled really hard to try and get this fish out of the reef, and eventually, it was actually 2 fish and not 1. What a way to finish off an excellent day fishing out on the boat. The smaller of the 2 I unhooked and chucked back before I looked up where a lovely big terraki was coming in for the last fish of the day on that side of the boat. It had been an on-fire day out here with plenty of snapper to take home for friends and family, and even a few other mixed species like tarakihi, gurnard and kahawai. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week for some more kayaking action.